But how will all of these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in with how the trade setup looks like and the stocks that are likely to be in the news today. But before Vivek joins in to get all the market cues that you need to watch out for, Vamakshi is here to take us through the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for this morning. Vamakshi, good morning.
Well, good morning, Hormaz. Let me first start off with Power Grid, and that is the stock will be in focus because an LOI for interstate transmission system in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan has been signed. Apart from that, keep an eye out on BHEL as well as Hitachi Energy. A consortium of both of these companies have won an order from Power Grid. This is for HVDC link to transmit renewable energy from Gujarat to Maharashtra. Apart from that, keep an eye out on Indigo and SpiceJet, and that is because the October data has come through for the passenger traffic. India's domestic air passenger traffic saw an uptick of 5.3%, and Indigo share has improved from 63% to 63.3%, while SpiceJet's share has improved by 40 basis points from 2% to 2.4%. So both of these counters will be in focus today. Apart from that, HDFC Life says that unknown source has shared certain data fields of the company's customers with malified intent. Investigation is underway in consultation with information security experts to assess the root cause. HUL is another counter we will be watching out for. Board has approved the demerger of the ice cream business. This will be listed as a separate entity. Zomato also on our radar. Sources say that indicative price for the QIP that opens is at 250.62 per share, which is coming in at a 7.6% discount to yesterday's close, and the total offer sizes accounts for nearly 3.8% of the company's equity. KEI Industries, a QIP has been launched, and sources say that the indicative issue size is up to $237 million, with the indicative price at $3,800 per share. Apart from that, keep an eye out on GE Vernova. Promoter Grid Equipment is likely to sell 8.38% stake via OFS with the floor price at 1,550 per share. Adani Green and Adani Ports also on our radar. Fitch had put the company on negative rating watch. And lastly, let's focus in on L&T Foods. Saudi Arabia entry is what is the reason why the company is in focus. They will be investing 185 million rial over the next 5 years, and they're eyeing revenues to the tune of 435 million rials in the next 5 years.
Vamakshi, plenty of stocks to watch out for. Thanks a lot for that update. Over to Vivek now, who will share with us the market cues that we need to watch out for. Vivek, good morning. What's the setup looking like after a 1,000-point up move in 2 sessions?
Good morning. 1,000-point up move in 2 sessions. Today it's quite a mixed queue, that we're going into, because overnight the kind of cues that we actually received, from global markets was very, very strong. US markets ended higher. The Dow Jones at an all-time high. In fact, the other positive trigger was the fact that oil prices yesterday fell over 2%. Geopolitical tensions are easing as far as Israel is concerned. And on the back of that, you did see, the oil prices cool down, and even today, Brent prices are lower. Now, talking about yesterday's trading session, markets extended Friday's rally, 1,000-point gain, like you mentioned. Yesterday, also aided by the fact that you saw a very large basket buy come in on the back of the MSCI reval falls. And on the back of that, for the first time in many months, you actually saw FII buy figure, largely aided by the one-time MSCI reval impact. Now, talking about sectoral indices, all of the sectoral indices gained in trade. The PSU pack outperformed in yesterday's session. 2 stocks especially, that did see significant moves. Zomato on the back of the Sensex inclusion saw a significant up move. Today will be in focus on the back of the QIP. And also JLW Steel yesterday fell significantly as it was going to be removed from the Sensex. Now talking about Asian markets, slightly lower despite the strong handover you've received from the Dow Jones as well as US markets, and GIFT Nifty indicating a flattish to mild positive start for our own markets.
Flattish start, but the implied open suggesting a 20-point uptick. Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Over to Mangalam now, who would share with us the FNO setup for the day. Mangalam, good morning. Some bit of cooling off from the highs of the day, but I guess nothing to worry about for now.
Nothing really to worry about, Hormaz, like you pointed out, because there were 3 major reasons why the market moved the way it did in yesterday's trading session. The first half belonged to the Maharashtra election verdict-related rally. Then the second half, we had MSCI inflows and short covering coming by in the FNO space itself. So the high, because of the rally that we saw earlier was 24,351. From there, we saw a bit of a sell-off. And then the lower levels at around 24,135, we saw that pickup come by again in the second half of trade, and the markets moved closer to where they were in yesterday's trading session itself. 3 things that stood out. 1, the FIs bought in cash market for the first time in 38 sessions. For the first time since September 26, 2024. Obviously, a large part of this can be attributed to the MSCI related inflows that came by. But what's more important is to monitor this as we go forward, because the FII selling has actually over the last few trading sessions come down as well. And that was visible in the strong delivery based buying that we saw in HDFC Bank, which hit a record high in yesterday's trading session. Also Reliance, ICICI Bank, Infosys, the top contributors to the Nifty on the way up yesterday, were backed by strong delivery based buying itself. The second thing that stood out was the FII short covering in index futures continues. So if you look at it, yesterday in index futures, they bought about 3,400 odd crores. They added around 21,000 longs and covered 24,000 short contracts. And this continued for the fifth straight trading session, where the FII net exposure is now down from negative 2 lakh a couple of days ago to about negative 1 lakh itself, and the long exposure is increased from 24% to 37%. In just 2 trading sessions, the FII shorts are down from 75% to 63%. How much more do they go from here is something that we'll be watching out for. This is the expiry week, so 24,300 call and 24,300 put on the Nifty, both equally active for a combined premium of 300 rupees, telling you that the option writers are playing for a range, a broader range of 24,000 at the lower level to about 24,600 at the upper level itself, which again coincides with a couple of technical levels, namely the 20-day moving average on the Nifty as well as the 150-day moving average on the way up. Just keep an eye out on a bunch of stocks. We have Adani Ent, Nalco, Hindustan Copper and IGL, all of them exiting F&O ban in the expiry week.
Keep an eye out on all of these names. Mangalam, thanks a lot for that.